You know, if you ask people if they want to succeed in life, most will answer with a resounding yes, right? But many of us are going about it in counterproductive ways. So let me start by asking you a simple yet provocative question. What makes your life worth living? Let me say it another way. What gives your life meaning? I want you to take a moment and think about it. And in a moment, I'm going to show you the answers to those questions are exactly why you're either struggling in life or you're thriving in life. And I'm going to show you the connection between those two questions and your ability to completely transform your financial life forever. Hi, welcome to another episode of Wired for Wealth, guiding you to achieve lasting financial freedom and peace of mind. I'm your host, John MacGregor, your antidote to your financial struggles. And if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Ring that bell below and hit subscribe. All right, so let's dig in. You know, I've been blessed to have been able to travel the world speaking, and I meet thousands of people. And these questions, those questions that I asked earlier, continue to perplex the majority of the people that I meet. Very few people have concrete answers to those questions. Most have never even thought about it. And when asked, some people feel that they have meaning in their lives. Others feel that they're still striving for it. Yet rarely can anyone articulate what that meaning is, whether they claim to have it or not, or are still searching for it. When pushed, most people tend to list lifetime milestone markers and goals that they're aiming for. You know, they're excited for their next vacation, or a promotion would make them happy, or, you know, a bigger house would be better. You know, I wish I just had a little bump in my salary so I could make ends meet, you know, or I'd be ecstatic if I could lose 20 pounds, or I want that new car, or perhaps I should move to California, or thank God it's Friday, right? How many times have we said that? Or if I only had my own business, or I should be investing in real estate. I can't tell you how many people I meet who are fixated on chasing that next new shiny object. I hear things like, I'm going into real estate, I'm going to day trade, I'm going to open my own business, I'm moving to Los Angeles because there's a great opportunity there. And now it's Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the answer, right? Look, we've all been there. Focused on that new dream we're convinced is the ticket to our happiness. It's an incessant strain to constantly look for that new idea, that new place to live, or that new company to work for. But here's what happens. Once we attain it, reality typically sets in, and that treadmill kicks into gear once again. And then we're pursuing the next new shiny object. Trust me, I've done it. I've been there. It's just so important that you don't confuse your goals with your core personal meaning. They're two different things. And I'm not saying that setting up milestone goals is a bad thing. Not at all, it isn't. Goals can provide a great temporary incentive to work hard and keep going. But notice I said temporary. But they don't provide a deep down level of satisfaction that comes from a conscious understanding of the purposeful meaning that drives your actions. Make sense? Milestones are means to an end, not the end in and of itself. Alexander Green, chief investment strategist for the Oxford Club, and he's a Wall Street veteran. He says, it's tragic when someone sacrifices years of his life, his friendships, his family, sometimes even his health, pursuing goals that are ultimately unfulfilling. He cites the often quoted mythologist Joseph Campbell, who once quipped that midlife is when you reach the top of the ladder and find that it's leaning against the wrong wall. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with that have their ladder against the wrong wall. My ladder was against the wrong wall for a very long time. And those who can't or won't take time to uncover their true meaning in life are exposing themselves, maybe it's you, to pain or disappointment that in many cases can manifest in other ways, even depression. And today, more than 37 million Americans are on some form of antidepressant. It's really sad. Really sad that people need that in order to find happiness and joy and have a sense of purpose. Unfortunately, studies show that even after multiple pharmacological treatments, roughly 1/3 of patients facing depression fail to respond to any kind of drug treatment. But why? For some, it might be an ill-defined sense of purpose. Dr. James Hollis concludes, millions more suffer from a chronic melancholy that emanates from an entirely different source, a lack of meaning in their lives. A lack of meaning in their lives. Unfortunately, you can't fix a lack of meaning with a pill. Dr. Hollis then explains that hopelessness can develop in situations where personal meaning is lacking. Hopelessness based on personal meaning that's lacking. Hopelessness results when the gap between what a person is and what he believes he should be loses its power to motivate, and instead it becomes debilitating. The person's aspirations seem far out of reach, and he can no longer envision a future, let alone a future of joy and financial peace. Do you see the connection of why this is so important, not only for your entire life, but your financial life as well? Many people, he says, are haunted by the vague notion that something is missing in their lives. He says often they can't put their finger on it, but it gnaws at them, creating fear, isolation, anxiety, and in more severe cases, depression. As I often say, lack of meaning is a killer. And it's the leading driver why people struggle financially, because they're chasing rainbows and shiny new objects and new opportunities. They don't understand what's deeply meaningful to them at their core. Because when you understand what's deeply meaningful to you, you understand your purpose in life. And once that happens, once you unleash who you really are meant to be, your guardrails are on, and now you're laser focused on your vision in life. But without understanding your meaning, you're all over the place, just winging it every single day. And I'll tell you, in the years that I've been working with thousands of individuals of all walks of life, rich, it doesn't matter the income levels. I know a lot of rich people that are just, they have no meaning at all. And it's just sad, and it's driving people into a life of despair and depression, as we talked about, and fear and anxiety and all those other things. Understanding your meaning is so, so crucial to your financial life and your overall life as well. So, I want to touch on the science behind lasting change. And this was what ThrivePath is all based on. It's a scientific process of financial transformation so you can uncover and unlock the person you are meant to be and discover true and lasting financial freedom and peace of mind. And this is the key. This is the key that can open the door. This is the key that can open the door and help you begin changing your life financially, behaviorally, professionally, physically, in your relationships, and in so many other ways. Scientific research has now determined there are specific neural regions in the brain that become activated, stimulated, or even suppressed based on your stress levels or the types of motivation that we're exposed to. For example, when you're not following what is personally meaningful to you, when you're not internally motivated to do something, then vital brain structures and neurochemicals that are directly responsible for learning and feeling fulfilled are not being activated. That means when you're extrinsically motivated rather than intrinsically motivated, when you're extrinsically motivated rather than intrinsically motivated, your brain is not optimally set for learning or making long-term change. Do you see the difference there? It is set up to simply carry on a routine and an old habit and an old behavior. And that will never get you where you want to be, or certainly where you deserve to be. So let me briefly talk about the impact of extrinsic motivation on intelligence. Researchers have discovered that when organizations, including educational establishments, they rely heavily on extrinsic motivation, such as grades or accolades or awards, and not on what is truly meaningful to an individual, then productivity, results, and even satisfaction decline. And another thing that can diminish when extrinsic motivation is the primary driving force is the intelligence factor. Now, let me just be clear. This does not mean a person who is not intrinsically motivated is not going to become intelligent, not at all. But rather their ability to adapt and learn within their new environment and make positive and reasoned decisions that benefit the individual may in fact be limited. So for so long though, we've been taught that external rewards are some of the most profound and impactful ways to get people to do what you want them to do. I mean, my last corporate job, this is all they did is they just threw extrinsic things at you, thinking that it's going to change your behavior or make you improve your productivity. I mean, it's a joke. There is nothing intrinsically motivating about any of that stuff. They thought that by being rewarded, people are being recognized and they feel better and therefore tend to be more driven for success, both for themselves and the company or organization they work for. But that's not the case at all. Scientific research does not back up this assumption at all. It all comes down to what is truly meaningful for the individual. The bottom line is this: if you are not wired to learn intrinsically, then you are wired to repeat your mistakes over and over and over again. That's why so many programs, step-by-step courses, and guides based on information only do not lead to transformation. You have to get yourself wired the right way. You must get your brain intrinsically wired for learning based solely on what's meaningful to you at your core. You need to become wired in order to become financially free. So I'll wrap up there, and I really hope this is resonating with you, and I hope you start challenging the traditional methods that simply will not work for you long term. You have what it takes right now. It's within you right now. You just need to unlock it from within. And don't forget, I got several free resources on my website that you can download immediately to start your journey to financial freedom and peace of mind. And you may also want to check out my online program called Thrive Path. It really is a game changer. It has been for a lot of people. So until next time, upward and onward. Take care. Bye-bye.